host Ronnie Wood, NBC Tonight.
We have a date.
With a past like his, I just want you to be smart.
I want to be with him. Are you planning for us to not work out?
Transplant. There's
NBC4 News at 11.
Now at 11, we are learning more about one of the victims of that tragic crash that killed 4 students from Pepperdine University. Neve Ralston was a business major, a senior, all set to graduate next year. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams. Pepperdine identified all of the students who died on PCH last night. NBC4's Darsha Phillips joins us live with more on who they were. Darsha?
Yeah, Colleen, a really tough day here at Pepperdine University. Classes were canceled after 4 of its students were killed in that accident on PCH last night. Now, we did speak to the parents of one of the victims, Neve Ralston. Her parents, as you can imagine, too distraught to speak on camera, but they did share some pictures of their daughter. Neve Ralston grew up in Hollywood Hills. Her parents gave NBC4 these pictures of their daughter. They say Neve was a senior at Pepperdine, majoring in business. Neve's mom works at Pepperdine and says her daughter chose to go there because of that. The night of the accident, Neve and her friends were going to a mixer. All of them were seniors at Pepperdine's Seaver School of Liberal Arts. Tonight, the university held a vigil for Neve and the other victims, Peyton Stewart, Asha Weir, and Deslyn Williams. This morning at the crash site, loved ones of the victims arrived, overcome by grief. This surveillance video shows a car speed past, and then shortly after, traffic comes to a standstill.
But the reality is, there are accidents here all the time.
Malibu resident Joshua Hoffman says a Pepperdine fraternity, Sigma Chi, has a house right near the crash site.
I had talked to the fraternity and was told that they were going to be having a party that evening.
He believes the girls were on their way to that party when they were killed and says having a fraternity house on PCH should not be allowed.
If those 4 girls had not been walking on PCH and not parked down the street walking to a fraternity party, then they would be alive today.
Now, we spoke to many Pepperdine students who say that all of the young women were sorority sisters and part of the Alpha Phi sorority. Pepperdine has announced that Seaver College classes will be canceled tomorrow between the hours of 10 and 11 a.m. for a prayer service for the victims. Reporting live from Malibu tonight, I'm Darsha Phillips, NBC4 News.
Darsha, thank you for that. We are also following the latest on the Israel-Hamas war. President Biden has touched down in the United States tonight after a quick trip to Israel. He spent the day meeting with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, first responders, and families. He also announced $100 million in new U.S. funding for humanitarian aid for Gaza.
We're going to stand with you. We'll walk beside you in those dark days, and we'll walk beside you in the good days to come.
The president is expected to address the nation about his visit tomorrow from the Oval Office, 5 p.m. our time. Tonight, we're also hearing from a local mother who went back to Israel. She has already lost family members in this war, and now she has an update on others who are missing. NBC4's Robert Kovacic joins us live with more on her story. Robert?
Colleen, it is Thursday morning in Israel, and we did just speak with Galia Mizrahi. She lives in the San Fernando Valley and works right here on the NBC Universal lot. As you mentioned, she is there mourning the loss of relatives and fearing for unaccounted others. Galia sharing with us now the update her family has received on the fate of 4 of them.
A 49-year-old mother, her 17-year-old daughter, and her 9 and 11-year-old sons now added to a growing list.
The Army has intelligence that verified that they are indeed kidnapped and they were not murdered. And that's all we know.